People hate talking about money, and it seems like it's even more taboo than talking about sex. According to a survey conducted by Alibank, 70% of Americans believe that talking about money is rude. People tend to avoid the topic altogether, and most don't seek the financial advice needed to build wealth. We all make financial mistakes, but by recognizing them and changing your behavior, you may improve your financial status and accumulate wealth for a prosperous future. We are Gray Skies Media, and we're here to show you 15 common financial mistakes and why you should stop making them right now. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button below for more life-changing content. Number 1. Resisting change. Do you still have cable TV? Why? Cable TV prices have skyrocketed over the years, and with all the options available to you, why are you still paying for cable? There is a comfort in using the same old remote and familiar channels. Thanks to streaming, you really don't need cable. Instead of paying $120 per month for cable, why not opt for YouTube TV or Sling? There are several other streaming subscriptions to choose from, but don't go overboard. Too many folks end up wasting hundreds of dollars per year on subscriptions they don't even use. And consider whether there are any additional services you should discontinue, such as subscriptions you no longer watch or read, or the landline you abandoned years ago. Number 2. Paying for extended warranties. Businesses have discovered that offering extended warranties is very profitable, roughly a $40 billion business, according to Warranty Week. A 2018 study from Stanford University found that consumers often overpay extended warranties because they overestimate the likelihood of the product needing repair. When you buy a pricey item, you may feel compelled to purchase the extended warranty. However, extended warranties can have many gotchas, relying on the contract fine print to refuse coverage for almost any reason. They have become a significant source of complaints to the Better Business Bureau and other organizations. Some extended warranties just duplicate the manufacturer's express warranty coverage, which you are obligated to use first anyway. Before making a big-ticket purchase, do the research and make sure you buy a high-quality product so it will be less likely to break. Number 3. Prioritizing vices. It's normal to have a few vices. Coffee and shopping are a few, which in and of themselves are not bad, but if they become a habit, the impact to your wallet and sometimes your health really add up over time. Finance Buzz has highlighted the 9 most expensive vices. Did you realize that buying lottery tickets is considered gambling? And people throw away their money every day for the tiniest chance of winning it big. Smoking tops the list as the most expensive vice, and people spend an average of $1,700 per year on cigarettes. Bankrate analyzed the spending patterns of average Americans. In total, survey respondents reported spending more than $2,400 per year on lottery tickets, alcohol, tobacco, or e-cigarette products, and gambling. The survey showed that spending on these activities happens to be a bigger problem for those who struggle the most financially. We all have our vices. In moderation, these habits, though perhaps unhealthy, may have very little effect on our finances. These vices, however, can easily become expensive and take a toll on our bank account. Try to recognize your vices and minimize these expenditures. Number 4. Spending more than you make. Seems so simple, right? According to research by the Associate of Young Americans and AARP, a shocking 50% of Americans spend more than they earn. Why do people do this? Quoting Dave Ramsey, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. Once you learn to focus on your financial future instead of impressing others, you'll be able to grow financially. You have no business buying a $4,000 Prada purse if you can't pay your rent. Quit living in the moment. plan, and be smart with your financial decisions. Your future self will thank you. Number 5. Not having multiple streams of income. According to the IRS, millionaires have 7 streams of income. That's right, 7. These sources include things like salary, property rents, stock dividends, and etc. If you lost your job today, what would you do? Having more than one income stream helps offset the pain when one source dries up, and if lucrative enough, the others can even sustain you until you replace that dried up source. Whether you're trying to boost your savings or build towards future wealth, this is a strategy that most financially successful people make. Number 6. Not having an emergency fund. Having an emergency fund is essential for any financially responsible adult. Unexpected things happen, and like it or not, that's just reality. Building an emergency fund is a simple way to prepare for the unexpected. Financial experts recommend at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Sadly, a 2019 Federal Reserve study found that almost 40% of American adults wouldn't be able to cover a $400 emergency with cash savings. About 27% of those surveyed would need to borrow the money or sell something to come up with the $400, and an additional 12% wouldn't be able to cover it at all. So make sure you're clear on your definition of an emergency. Splurging on an impromptu weekend getaway is not an emergency. Misusing your emergency fund can put you in a tough situation if the unexpected disaster should strike. Number 7. Paying off the wrong debt first. Do you have a stockpile of student loans, a mortgage, car payment, and maybe some credit card bills? You know you need to try and pay these off, but where do you start? It's important to understand how much you owe and how much interest you are paying on each one. Experts recommend focusing on paying off your highest interest rate debt first, like credit cards. Then moving on to lower rate debt, an auto loan or student loans. It's often encouraged to pay off your credit card debt quickly, even stopping your retirement contributions until your credit cards are paid off. If you don't, you'll be paying more in interest fees than you are saving each month. Number 8. Missing out on employer matching contributions. According to CNBC, this is a common money mistake they see younger people making. If your workplace offers a 401k match program, make sure you contribute at least up to that level in order to receive the entire benefit. Employer-sponsored retirement savings account provide additional tax benefits by allowing you to make pre-tax contributions from each paycheck. If you don't participate in these programs, you're essentially leaving free money on the table. Even small contributions can add up, and the earlier you get started, the better off you'll be. Number 9. Not managing your credit reports. Unfortunately, identity theft and fraudulent purchases are prevalent today. In fact, according to Forbes, identity theft is the fastest growing online crime in the United States, occurring in shocking once every 79 seconds. Credit monitoring services can alert you to probable fraud on your credit card report so that you can take precautions to safeguard your personal information. Despite the fact that these services cannot prevent identity theft, they can keep you informed so that you may take action if you see something off. CNBC ranks CreditWise from Capital One as the best free service and ranks Identity Force as the best overall paid credit monitoring service. Number 10. Pursuing a get-rich-quick scheme. Ever heard the phrase, "If it seems too good to be true, it probably is"? We would all love to get rich quickly, but wealth building is a methodical process and built over time. Get-rich-quick schemes prey on the naive, desperate, and hopeful. Get-rich-quick schemers only intend to suck you in and take your money. If you're being pressured to sign now or lose out, it's probably not legit. If that offer was really so great, wouldn't everyone be doing it? Bottom line, when it comes to these sorts of offers, do your research and always employ your best judgment before signing on the dotted line. If it doesn't feel quite right, it probably isn't. Save yourself hundreds or maybe thousands of dollars and just walk away. Number 11. Maintaining credit card debt. Credit cards are convenient, easy, and accepted almost everywhere. You can even earn points toward vacations or receive cash back. The more you spend, the more points you get. But if you're not paying off those balances each month, the interest you must pay can add up quickly. But that's not the only problem. Using credit cards versus cash promotes impulse buying. Emotionally, people feel somewhat disconnected from the process with credit cards. There's a deeper understanding of the amount spent when forking over cash. The use of credit cards promotes impulse buying, and buyers feel like they can afford anything. In fact, in 2021, the MIT Sloan School of Management presented research data highlighting that when using a credit card, shoppers are more inclined to spend more. So if you find that you can't control your spending with a credit card, switch to cash and avoid all those interest fees. Number 12. Saving too much rather than investing. When you keep money in the bank, it loses value over time due to inflation. The current average interest rates on a savings account is 0.06%, and on checking accounts, it's even less, a mere 0.03%. With the IRS target inflation rate of 2%, and right now it's way higher at 8.5%, your bank accounts aren't even coming close to keeping pace with inflation. You can't build wealth by just saving money. In contrast, when money is invested wisely, it can grow at a rate that outpaces inflation. It's that simple. The people who don't take time to research or are too wary to take some risks will save all their money and let it devalue over time. The only money you should be leaving in a checking or savings account is the money for your living expenses and your cash emergency fund. Essentially, you should be saving to invest to help ensure that your money will keep up with or surpass inflation. Make your money work for you. Find the best place to invest for you, whether it's stocks, real estate, or a new business. These all offer a way to make new streams of income, which, if invested wisely, will net you far more than your savings or checking account. Number 13. Being scared to take financial risks. For some of us, investing sounds scary, or something that rich people do. As the saying goes, no risk, no reward. And in order to make money, you need to take risks. However, the risks you take need to be calculated. All investments carry some type of risk, and putting all your eggs in one basket is not recommended. As we discussed before, keeping your money in a savings account seems like a low-risk money move, but by keeping it there, you'll lose future buying power due to inflation, which is a risk to your financial future. Educate yourself in the different types of investments that meet your personal situation, and never invest your hard-earned money in something you don't understand. As you become more educated, your mindset will shift from being risk-averse to confidently looking for new areas of investment opportunity. And before you put money into an investment, think about your ability to recover from a financial loss, both financially and emotionally. Number 14. Not investing wisely. Investments can be really tricky, and many people put their money into things based on tips from friends or maybe even from Reddit posts. Real estate is often recommended, and many people think that once they own an investment property, they'll be financially set. They think that every month rent payments will just start rolling in and their income will exponentially increase. Unfortunately, this is not always the case. If you're a first-time real estate investor, consider buying a duplex and living in one unit and renting out the other. You can typically put the collected rents toward the mortgage and greatly reduce your payment, or even eliminate your portion altogether. But remember, sometimes tenants miss payments, appliances break, or the value of your property declines. Like all types of investments, there are risks involved. The wise investor obtains the proper knowledge about the investment to help ensure the asset will produce a reliable income stream before pulling the trigger. In short, conduct comprehensive background research on whatever it is you want to get into, not just because your buddies are earning money from it or because a blogger tweeted about how much money they made from it. Number 15. Having only one bank account. Do you put all your money in one bank account? If so, you're not alone. But did you realize that it's easier to stay organized if you have more than one account? By having only one account, you must use it for everything: paying bills, savings, emergency fund, and etc. It's difficult to know how much you have to pay bills, have earmarked for an emergency fund, and how much you're saving for college or something that you want, such as a vacation. We recommend having a checking account for paying bills and for daily expenses, a second account to have just for your emergency fund, and a third for setting aside for a big purchase, like maybe a car or down payment for a house. And if you own a business, then it's also recommended that you have a separate business account to keep the business expenses separate. Well, that's it for today. We hope you found this video helpful. And if you strive to take control of your financial future, please hit the like and subscribe button below. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.